Finally, the NHL is going back to the Olympics. I am so happy. I'm so excited. And today I'm going to be giving my Team Canada predictions for the Olympic roster, who I think is going to make the roster, and I'm going to explain my line combos as well. I'm not just going to put people on the roster, I will make the lines. I want the lines to be fun and a little gritty on the back end. So, without further ado, how's it going, guys? I'm Canucks Land. Welcome to Canucks Land, where today we're going over the Canadian Olympic roster, as I just said. So let's hop right into it. You can see the whole roster up here. We got the forwards up there, we got the defensemen down there, and the goalies are under me. Let's start off with the forwards. We're going to go with the first line. Now, my first line is a little unorthodox. You will probably not see this first line on a lot of people's lists, but this is the first line I want to see so badly, and we will see in the future. We will definitely see in the future. But with how good those two players are playing, I want to see Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard on the same line with Connor McDavid. You know how fun that line would be to watch? That would be Celebrini and McDavid, they could hold it down defensively. I don't think that it would be too bad to have Connor Bedard on the wing for those guys. I think that this line would tear it up. I would love to watch this line. They would score so many points. The amount of skill that's on this line, the amount of talent that's on this line, the two-way X factor of those other two players, with Connor Bedard being a little bit more offensively focused, but still a really good player. I just want to see this line so bad. I know we will probably see it in the future, but this line would be wicked. Now let's hop into this. That's all I gotta say. It's just I want to see that line. The second line, it is Sam Reinhart with Nathan MacKinnon and Sidney Crosby. I think this line would be great. You got to put MacKinnon and Crosby together. You could put Brad Marchand up there. Technically, you could see him as an extra forward, but I think that Sam Reinhart is the guy you put up there with him. He's a bit more of a goal scorer. You know, Sidney Crosby and Nathan MacKinnon could go pick up assists, a bunch of assists, giving it to Sam Reinhart. And Crosby and MacKinnon also have goal scoring X factor. Let's not get that twisted. But Sam Reinhart is a bit more of a goal scoring X factor on that line, and just MacKinnon and Crosby work well together. I feel like Reinhart will just work with them as well. The third line. This is a very skillful third line. We got Seth Jarvis playing with Braden Point and Mitch Marner. Now, depending on the matchup you want, you could put Brad Marchand in on this third line and make it a little bit more gritty, defensively focused, right, with a guy like Marchand. But I really like this line as an option for just Seth Jarvis being so skillful, Braden Point being so fast, having that skill, and Mitch Marner just being Mitch Marner. He can go pick up points, just a bunch of assists. He's an assist guy. He could give the puck to Point. He could give the puck to Jarvis. I would love to watch these guys play. But yeah, it's another thing where it's like the same thing as the top line. It's just this, like, I looked at this line and I'm like, I looked at those three players, threw them on the third line, so I thought, Marner's the best right winger. Point's the best center. And I'm like, maybe Seth Jarvis isn't the best player to put in there, but let's put him in there. And I looked at that line and I was like, I would love to watch that line play hockey. The fourth line, as much as it pains me to put this guy on the team, we have Tom Wilson and Brandon Hagel with Nick Suzuki as center. I just want to see Nick Suzuki play for Team Canada so bad. He's so fun to watch. Every time Montreal plays Vancouver, or I just catch a Montreal game, it's so fun to watch him, Caulfield, like all those players. But Nick Suzuki definitely stands out for me. Tom Wilson, I just want a little bit more grit in this team, obviously, and then Brandon Hagel, just the two-way play. I really like this line. It's more shutdown of a fourth line, but it also has upside in terms of scoring with guys like Nick Suzuki. Hagel has good upside. Wilson does have good upside, but I definitely do see him as more of like a physical threat. Definitely after the last game the Vancouver Canucks played against the Washington Capitals. But yeah, as much as it pains me to put him on the team, it would just be nice to have him on our side for once. That's the same thing I say about Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon. When we play, I like Nathan MacKinnon until we play him. The extra two forwards are Brad Marchand and Mark Scheifele. Marchand's more of a plug and play for that bottom two lines, and you could even throw him up there with MacKinnon and Crosby, and you could throw Reinhart down with Point and Marner. How fun would that be to watch? And then Mark Scheifele, just an extra center. I really like his play. I think he's awesome. He definitely deserves at least being on the roster, even if it's not in the lineup. He definitely deserves to be on the roster. Now let's hop over to the defense. Defensively, you got Devontae's and Cale Makar. You got the Avalanche. You know, they both play for the Avalanche. Put them together. You got Josh Morrissey and Shea Theodore. You guys are going to notice that it is kind of similar to Craig Button's, and I forget the other person he did it with. Their defense core is pretty much the same, except you swap Harley and Sanheim. But Morrissey and Shea Theodore, I really like those two. Morrissey got 3 points against Vancouver. Last game, yeah. Shea Theodore, BC boy, he's awesome to watch. Like, just that's all I gotta say. Thomas Harley, I definitely think that Thomas Harley, with his play at the Four Nations, definitely impressed me enough to like want to put him in the lineup over Travis Sanheim. And then Colton Parayko, I like his play as well. I think he played in the Four Nations. I liked him in the Four Nations. You got Brandon Montour and Travis Sanheim as your extras. Goaltending, this is where it gets a little like iffy. Now, there's been a thing with Logan Thompson, and I forget, for some reason, just Team Canada not wanting to select Logan Thompson, even though he is definitely the best goaltender available at this moment. Darcy Kuemper had a great season last year. LA is a very defensive-focused team, so I do kind of put a little asterisk every time I think about how good Darcy Kuemper can be. I think he's having a decent year so far, and I don't mind him being the third goaltender. Just doesn't have to. It's not the top two. Just don't mind him being the third goaltender. Jordan Binnington, if he plays like he did in the Four Nations, it will be a good pick. Jordan Binnington was a great pickup, or just a great choice in the Four Nations as a goaltender. He's clutch. That's all I gotta say. Is I feel like it's just he's able to find ways to win when it matters, and that's what he did. We got to the gold medal game, and he showed out in overtime before we eventually got the goal. How many chances did USA have to beat us in overtime? And Jordan Binnington said no every time. But I think Logan Thompson is the best goaltender available. Now, if they take Logan Thompson and put him as the backup with Jordan Binnington as the starter, and if Binnington starts to struggle, they switch, that's totally fine. I just want Logan Thompson on the roster, and it doesn't matter if you go Jordan Binnington first or Logan Thompson. I feel like no matter what, you're getting at least a good goaltender if Binnington shows up, which he does like to do in those in the moments that definitely matter. So that is my roster. That is what I think Team Canada should bring. Honorable mentions to Bo Horvat. I really wanted to put Bo on there so bad. He's having a great year, great start to the season, but I don't know how sustainable it is, especially because he's had great starts like this and it's slowed down a little bit. Matthew Schaefer, you will be on the roster in the next Olympics. This is 100%. He's showing up right now in the NHL. But those are my honorable mentions. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this roster? Do you guys disagree with this roster? Let me know who you would put up here. I feel like this is pretty easy in terms of like, I went very simple with it, but it's also kind of easy to pick Team Canada's roster. It's really just the best available players, but also putting in some guys who can play in some situational areas. But yeah, I set a goal to try to hit 500 subscribers by the end of this upcoming season. If you're a Canucks fan or if you're a Team Canada fan, because I will be covering them when the Olympics hit, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The video up here is the video on your right. It's the video from Monday. The video on your left is the video from Friday. Subscribe right down under there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.